basketball great Dikembe Mutombo from the DRC, who is a legend both on and off the court. He is one of the top post defenders of all time. And I'm sure that sentence means something to somebody, because it doesn't mean a lot to me, but it means that he's very, very good. And he's played an important role in growing the sport on the continent, particularly the stuff that he's doing with this Basketball Africa League. He is also a philanthropist and a humanitarian, and he supports many, many causes. I mean, his foundation has built a $29 million hospital in Kinshasa, which he named after his mother. So welcome, Dikembe. There, you sort of went to the US on an academic scholarship to become a medical doctor, and you got sidetracked by basketball. So I just would love to hear a little bit about how the game changed your life and your plans.
Oh, thank you for hosting me. I'm very happy to be in this panel today, even though it's a little bit early in the morning here in America.
Which state are you in? Where are you? Are you East Coast, West Coast?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
So I want to thank all the panelists who came before me for their contribution to the continent. All we are trying to do right now, we're just trying to invest. The game have changed me. The game helped me, not just to becoming Dikembe Mutombo that I am today, but they helped me change the living condition of my people in the African continent as well, and to give the new hope for the next generation that are coming up, that there is a bright future for our continent, that our continent is full for not just natural resources, also human resources that can produce a lot and that can make a change in this world.
So Dikembe, can I just ask you, because it feels like if you are good at sport, you know, you're a footballer or you're a basketball player, your dream is to get to America or get to Europe and play for one of the foreign teams. Is there an African dream, and should there be an African dream for sports people on the continent?
There is an African dream for so many young Africans. As I'm talking to you today, the NBA just have launched the new basketball league that's supposed to start in March. Not because of this COVID pandemic, we could have been having a lot of games be playing in the continent. Our goal for so many years, for the last 20 years, is to find a way that we can drive our young people from the continent to be able to perform on their best ability and to stay in the continent and make money. And then we have reached it. Now, we just have to go and put it in practice. There's so much hope in the young people that who don't want to leave the continent, who don't want to go to America, who don't want to go to Europe, but they want to stay home, becoming the product of the continent and lead the next generation. And then we are trying to do our best to make sure that they fulfill their dream. And I think NBA, with the help of our NBA Africa, Amadou Fall, I think that thing is going to happen.
Well, I certainly hope so, because at least it's back. Maybe let's start. Yeah, Dikembe, let's start with you.
Yeah, for me, it's not like Africa need aid. I am investing on my people so they can have a better life. I'm not just giving them an aid. Building the hospital is not an aid. Because when you build the institution, we're talking about a medical institution that costs more than $30+ million. First, just the construction of the institution did create more than 2,000 jobs. By the time the institution was open, I have more than 420 doctors and nurses that work for me. And those doctors and nurses that work for me, you have family, you have wife and children, and so you talk about human capital that you create. You create a wealth that's helping the children to go to school, helping the mom to have a better health, helping the grandmother. So then you're creating the institution that is doing research. We have one of the biggest pathology labs, so we have created a platform, not just we are making money, and at the same time we're investing in human capacity. So that's what we're doing. And that's the reason why I felt that I did have a success with the hospital. In the next couple of weeks, I'm building a $3.5 million school, which I'm doing. I want to create the next generation, the people that we are going to leave behind, who are going to take over. We don't just have to go to Africa, go sell something and to make money. But what are we doing to make sure that there's a next brain in the continent? Or there's a next Dikembe Mutombo, Lua Den. Those are the things that
we talked about. The aid organizations, because a lot of these organizations are actually inadvertently, because I don't think they're necessarily doing it deliberately, they're actually responsible for a lot of the negative narratives that come out of the continent. The poverty, and Africa needs help. So I'd be curious about your thoughts on the role these organizations play. Dikembe, this is for you, because I know that you actually, you're an ambassador for UNICEF, you work with CARE, you work with a lot of these organizations. So what's your sort of perspective on how they tell the story of Africa? And is it something that you battle with?
I'm glad you asked me this question. I would not say that the question is a little bit sensitive. It's something that I've been struggling with. That's the reason why you see I've been so much driven with what my wife and I and my family we are doing in the continent. We believe that you don't just have to come with the vaccine and vaccinate the kids in the neighborhood and leave tomorrow and don't leave nothing, because you know that they got the vaccine. But when you put a building, or you put a medical center, or you put a school, that can change the living condition of those people in those villages for generations to come. And so many organizations that come in the continent, they come and they make a stop in one place and they disappear. And you don't see them maybe the following year for vaccine. And those are the things that I've been arguing a lot with UNICEF and other organizations. You cannot go and raise money. You say, okay, we are raising money to build more schools in the continent. But when I travel in the continent of Africa, I don't see where the school has been built. So there's a big fight. We African people need to come out, tell our own story, tell what is happening in the continent. Because there's not just UNICEF, there's a bunch of organizations in America who are taking for so many successful people. I think the work have not been done properly the way they're telling the story. And it's up to we as an African. We need to go out and tell the story that we are telling it today.